Anatomy and physiology of lens. Lens is a transparent biconvex structure of crystalline appearance. Development. It develops from surface ectoderm during third week of gestation and continues to grow throughout life. Location. It is placed between the iris and vitreous in a saucer-shaped depression called patellar fossa. That is iris and that one is vitreous. In between the iris and vitreous there is lens. That one is the posterior surface of lens, while that is the anterior surface of the lens, while that one is the posterior surface of the lens. That is the equator of lens. That one and that is the equator of the lens. At birth, anterior posterior diameter is 3.5 millimeter. Equatorially, the diameter is 6.4 mm. Equatorially, the diameter is 6.4 mm at birth. In adults, anterior posterior diameter is from 4.5 to 5 mm, while equatorially the diameter in adults is from 9 to 10 mm. Equatorially in adults, the diameter ranging from 9 to 10 mm. At birth, the weight of lens is about 90 mg, while in adults, it is about 225 mg in weight. Radius of curvature. At the anterior surface, the radius of curvature is 10 mm. At the anterior surface, the radius of curvature is 10 mm, while at the posterior surface, the radius of curvature is 6 mm. So it means that the posterior surface is more convex than that of the anterior surface. Anterior surface is less convex, while posterior surface is more convex. The lens transmits 80% of the electromagnetic radiation between 400 nanometer to 1400 nanometer. Structure of lens. It consists of capsule, epithelium, fibers and zonules. Capsule of the lens. That is the anterior surface and that one is the posterior surface of the lens. Capsule. It is a transparent, homogeneous, highly elastic envelope of the lens substance. It is a basement membrane that develops from the lens epithelium. That is a lens capsule. Anterior pole of the lens capsule. That is the structure of lens, anterior pole and posterior pole. At the anterior pole, the thickness of capsule is 14 millimeter, while at posterior pole, the thickness of capsule is 4 micrometer. At the pre-equator region, the thickness of capsule 23 millimeter, while at the equator regions, the thickness of capsule is 17 millimeter. At the pre-equator regions, the thickness is ranging from 20 to 23 millimeter. Epithelium of the lens. It consists of single layer of cuboidal cells. It produces the lens fiber throughout life. The lens fiber forms the substance of the lens, which is divided into cortex and nucleus. It should be noted that the cortex is softer than the nucleus. The fourth structure of lens is zonules. Zonules are actually fibers which hold the lens in position behind the iris. That is the zonular fibers that hold the lens in a position behind the iris. Zonules originated from the non-pigmented epithelium of pars plana and pars plicata of the ciliary body and are attached to the lens capsule anterior and posterior to the equator. Each zonule is made of multiple filaments of collagen fibrils that emerges with lens capsule. Function of lens: refraction and accommodation. Refraction to focus the rays of light on retina. Accommodation means the mechanism by which the eye changes its focus from distance to near images, or the mechanism by which the eye brings near objects into focus. Metabolism of lens. The aqueous humor function is both a source of nutrition and sink for the waste products of lens. The metabolism occurs through anaerobic glycolytic pathway, hexose monophosphate shunt, anaerobic aerobic Krebs cycle. The most important pathway is anaerobic glycolytic pathway.